All right, Zero. Our next story involves Halo Infinite. 343 made an announcement this past week. We'll get to the good news first, okay? The good news is that Forge is coming in November. Okay? It's a feature that everybody's been waiting for that usually adds more gameplay modes and more interesting stuff for players to do in Halo Infinite, which is something that Halo Infinite desperately needs. They need more stuff to do in this game. The bad news is twofold. First, they're delaying the third season of Halo Infinite until March of next year, thus making their second season 10 months long. So that's pretty bad. The other thing that happened is that they are officially canceling split screen co-op for the campaign, which is a heavily advertised feature that they were touting that will definitely be in the game no matter what. And this also compounds the fact that a modder has found out that the mode is in there and it's workable, but they're just not releasing it. So there's that added wrinkle as well. Zero, what do you think about the trials and tribulations of 343 Industries when it comes to Halo Infinite?
This reeks of mismanagement just through and through. Just don't get me wrong. Just I think the Halo games are plenty entertaining and stuff like that, but just everything about Infinite has just reeked of mismanagement because you have just the game coming out in the state that it did, just kind of hey, here's the game. Oh, by the way, just the multiplayer part is pretty much going to be sort of a free-to-play affair. The campaign is what you're paying for, and then of course just the campaign having its own issues, like the fact that if you complete a mission but didn't find all the skulls and everything, then there's no way to go back into a mission and go, okay, well, I want to go back and collect all of the skulls that I missed or whatever. Just it's just a complete mess on the management side. And then, of course, a lot of people had fun with Halo 5 Guardians having the ability to play the entire campaign in co-op mode. And, of course, co-op mode was completely missing in this one. And, of course, the grand promise of, oh, well, just we'll get co-op mode in and we'll even get split-screen co-op in. Just be patient, give us some time. And then, of course, now we've got this announcement that split-screen co-op is going to be done away with, and that network co-op is just going to be delayed for a little while. I just don't know what else to say. It's just been complete mismanagement just all over the damn place.
343 Industries doesn't have a good reputation with the Halo fan base. I think they're worse than DICE at this point with Battlefield. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, absolutely. It's also kind of not fair, but on the other hand, like when Halo was with Bungie, pretty much all their games were outright bangers. Everyone loved it. I love their games. But with 343, Halo 4 was okay. People were like, yeah, it's good, but hopefully it'll be better next time. And then Master Chief Collection was a dumpster fire when it came out. Like that was broken when it came out. 5 didn't do so hot with other fans of the Halo series. And now Infinite is having so many problems as well. A part of me wants to say that getting rid of split-screen co-op will actually free them up to do more on the multiplayer side. But I have doubts with that too. I guess the one question I have with you, Zero, is this. Should Microsoft take Halo away from 343 Industries?
Yes and no. I want to say really just they need to get rid of whoever the project manager is for 343 and just install a better and more competent project manager to keep everyone on track. because I think what's going on with Halo, at least kind of as an observation, is that they scope creep themselves into something much bigger than they could handle, and it's only now that they're basically fessing up and going, yeah, these are the following things that we won't be able to meet the deadlines on, and these are the things that we're just flat out killing because we just know we're not going to be able to meet the deadline and expectations that everyone's looking for.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you to a certain extent. If Microsoft doesn't fire the project lead, once they purchase officially Activision, if they don't fire the project lead and put somebody from Call of Duty into the project lead to get that running like quickly or efficiently, I would say, I think it's about time you take away the property from 343. I'm not saying like fire everyone from 343 and trash the entire studio. No. I think at this point, you would have to think about taking that property away because Halo has gone downhill since Halo 4. And the only constant is 343 at this point. So at this point, I kind of agree. Like I hate the gamers who like you gotta fire all those people and get rid of them and stuff. I kind of have to agree with them at this one because this is bad. This is a really bad look, especially for a property like Halo that pretty much made Xbox what it is and is continued. And Halo's success is married to Xbox's success. So without that, I mean, it's going to look bad for Microsoft all around on that. So I think they have to do one of two things. Either get a new project, like you said, get a new project manager and fix everything and set realistic goals as to what can be done. Or take the property away, give it to somebody else, let them deal with it, and then let 343 make, I don't know, maybe their own game. Maybe a property, maybe a small property, maybe I don't know. What other properties? Microsoft has plenty of other properties. Give them another property to deal with. Give them, I wouldn't say, no, don't give them Banjo-Kazooie. Don't do that. Give them another property that you have that they can possibly use. Like, or put them in development with Perfect Dark. Like, help the people at Perfect Dark get through that clusterfuck right now. Do that. This is so bad, dude. Like, to take a property and I played Halo Infinite multiplayer for a little while. It's fun, but my problem was that they did not update it enough. Like when you make a live service game, you have to update that monthly. You at the very least monthly. 3, 6, 9 months for a season is ridiculous. Is utterly ridiculous. Unless you have a ton of content that you are putting out in that season, they'll keep people entertained, which Infinite is not doing. That's bad, and they need to fix that shit up pronto. They need to do it yesterday. And the fact that they're still having an issue and they're still delaying things and they're now taking stuff out, man, this is going to be... I hate to say this, but if they don't fix this in like a year's time, I don't think they can recover. Like I can see Halo Infinite shutting down in 2 years. If not by next year, they don't fix this. Because if it becomes to a point where it can't be fixed, I could see Microsoft saying, "Okay, we're pulling the plug. We're done. Just put it on maintenance mode, and we'll do something else. 343, you're out. We'll put somebody back in, and we'll make a new one. We're done." I see that happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, I mean, it's like you mentioned too, just the fact that this is a live service game, and we've got a second season going on for damn near 10 months.
Yeah.
just that's boredom city for anyone who likes the season pass grind. I mean, it's not for me, but yeah, I just have a feeling that just it would just be nothing short of just a bad time just for anyone who wants to constantly be earning really really cool and swag looking costume pieces and um, skins for their guns and whatever. Just yeah, the fact that you've got a second season going on for damn near close to a year, and there have and just all this other stuff that's going on, just it's just bad management of the game in general.
You're absolutely right. And so I'm sorry, I hate saying this, but heads do need to roll with this because this is a flagship property for Microsoft, and like I said in the beginning of this, if you if Halo is not doing well, Xbox is not doing well. Unless something usurps Halo, which I don't see that happening unless Call of Duty becomes the main thing for Xbox, which is not going to happen for a number of years. I just see this being a big issue to a point where Microsoft will probably want to save face later and say, let's kill it if they don't fix it as soon as possible. And if they do that, you can kiss 343 goodbye on Halo because they're going to take that right out. And they should. If this fails, 343 should not have this property anymore.
Yeah, and really just with just how bad of a mess up that the Master Chief Collection was, they should have really cranked the hammer hard on 343 and basically said, "Hey, what is the fucking deal? Why are your projects just in such mismatched shape?" And yeah, I'm just really surprised that just Phil Spencer hasn't really just taken a microscope to 343 and just kind of looked at him, especially after the Master Chief Collection mess ups and everything. But who knows? What I would give to be a fly on the wall to kind of observe what the hell's going on with 343.
I think if Phil Spencer had more games in the pipeline, like if games like Fable and a Banjo-Kazooie were coming out and those were doing well, he could very well have put a microscope on them and just said, okay, stop. We're cutting this. We're done. We're moving on. We're moving on from you. I don't think they can afford to do that. But they're at a point right now where they may have to do that. And it's sad, but unfortunately, if you're not performing, you should be taken off the project. So, hate to say that, but at this point, I'm leaning towards if they don't get this done if they don't fix all this within a year, say goodbye to 343 on Halo. Is my opinion on that at least.